Dementia residents and dementia units recognise staff through their manner, personality, body language, and especially if there's something distinctive in their facial features, facial expression, mannerisms, voice, tone, laughter is a big one, then they'll pick up on that. But generally, dementia residents don't remember the names of their carers, but when they do, the carers, of course, love it. In dementia units, because of the problems of remembering names, most of the men call the staff love or dear, and the women call all the female staff, no matter what they do, nurse. So that way they get around it. So you don't hear names in dementia units, certainly not from the residents, because of recent memory loss. It's so difficult for them to remember it, though some do make an effort. There was one particular resident, she had been a former school teacher, very well read. Coming into the unit, she still kept up all her reading, quizzes and crosswords, and she used to set goals for herself. She was very motivated, and she actually remembered all the names of those dementia residents in the group, which was 8-10 people, and a moving rotation because people came and went. She kept up that for a good year, remembering those 8 names of the people in the workshop, though she practiced it a lot all day long. She'd go around the group, what's your name, what's your name, sometimes 10-20 times a day, and finally, and she managed to grasp the names. It was incredible, a great feat. And she actually helped another resident who wanted to remember, of course remembered prior, wanted to remember her son's names. She had got to the point where she couldn't remember her son's names when they came to visit. She was embarrassed by it and really wanted to remember their names. She was highly motivated as well. And this school teacher sat with her. What she did actually, she went to the nurse's station, asked the names of the 3 sons or 4 sons, whatever it was, got it written on a piece of paper, took it back to her, sat down with this lady, and all day they would sit there going over the names of the sons. Now, the thing is, the woman could recognise her sons, definitely. She just couldn't remember the name. But when the sons came in and she could say their name, they, of course, were flabbergasted. And as the daughter said when she came from Australia, I think Mum's improving here. And that does happen. That actually does happen. If it's a good dementia unit, it's good socially, it's supportive, various aspects can improve. Certainly there was one woman who came in, her daughter was very supportive, and her mother had been living out on a farm, very isolated. And when she came to the unit, she became a lot more social, her conversation improved, her vocab improved, and that is actually not unusual. Okay, so in terms of names, it's difficult for most dementia residents to remember names of new people with such recent memory loss problems. But if your parent, for example, has forgotten the name of their children, your brothers and sisters, do go through it with them. It is important, and it's a good cognitive exercise. It's good for their confidence. Get out the photo albums with recent photos of your brother and sister there. Put the name underneath. Go through it with your parent, who the child is and their name, and a bit on the history and background and stories. And then in the bedroom, put up photos of your brother or sister and the child of your parent, and big name underneath. And then your parent can recalibrate, read, recognise, go through it cognitively, that is their child and that is the name of their child. But make sure it's a recent photo and large, and the print in large black, letters so they can read it easily and in a position they can see, say from their armchair, so they can look straight ahead and have a good view of it. So names, there's a lot to that. So I've written about these topics: residents' voice, residents' rise, positive read, and they're both They're a good read and a good gift, these books. Thank you for your subscribing, and views please pass on. Thanks.